Hey everyone, it's Ember from the fields, and today I thought to talk about hardening off plants before planting them in your gardens. I'll explain why we do it here and why you should do it with your plants at home. So, if you think about it, the plants that start their lives in the greenhouse have a pretty nice life. They get consistent watering. They don't experience, cold temperatures, wind, or even the full strength of the sun's rays. So they're pretty happy with the world that they live in here. So if you were to take that plant and then put it in the ground, it would shock the plant. It would stress the plant out, and stressed plant, might have a harder time fending off pests like bugs. It could make it more susceptible to acquiring diseases, and just have a much harder time adapting to their new environment and may not make it. So ideally for us at the farm, we move things out about a week before we want to plant them in the field. Doesn't always happen that way, but that's the ideal schedule. And so by giving plants about a week on these hardening off tables, you've probably seen them when you come to the farm, we're still able to, they're close enough we can monitor them and still water them regularly, but they're experiencing wind, they're experiencing colder night temperatures, and the full intensity of the sun, right? So they can kind of get used to that while we're still able to take care of them before then going into the fields. So it's something you might want to consider as you're getting ready to plant your seedlings, to move things out to your deck, a porch, so it can experience all those elements that they'll be experiencing in the garden, but you can still, water and monitor. And some people ask if they should bring things inside and then bring them out during the day. I'd say if it's getting into the 40s, most things are fine to stay outside. I would bring in basil, beans, and tomatoes. That might be, the only things I would bring in if the lows are still in the 40s. If they're in the 50s, you're good. Leave things out at night as well, so they can experience that fluctuation in temperature. So they just get used to that, and give it about a week. That's sort of my schedule that I go off of. So happy planting, everyone. It's a great step to do before planting. You'll have nice healthy seedlings that are ready for anything. And yeah, you should have a lot more success with the health of your plants if you harden them off first. Well, great. I hope you learned something new, and I'll see you around. Bye.